Howdy folks, and welcome back to Pool School. In today's episode, I'm going to teach you the 6 things that you can do to avoid ever having a green pool again. You're going to want to watch this one. All right, before we get started, I want to thank you once again for watching this video. Remind you to like it if you do. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And please share my channel with everyone you know who owns a pool. Also, don't forget to check out my website, poolschooler.com. It's going to come across the screen right here. It's full of more exclusive members-only content that will help you save even more money servicing your pool yourself. Okay, before we dive into the subject, I want to offer this disclaimer to you. There are some intangible things that happen, they're unavoidable and they're unpredictable, that can happen that can cause your pool to turn green. And those are things that obviously these 6 things do not cover. They're unavoidable, they're things that you can't really predict. Things like a power outage. If you have a power outage in your area that lasts any particular length of time, it can lead to your pool turning green because of lack of circulation and filtration, okay? If you have a motor that goes out or any kind of mechanical failure, that can cause your pool to turn green. Let's say you have a plumbing leak or something blows or something like that. The sooner you can get it fixed, the better. So that'll help insure it also. But we're not covering those things in this particular video. These are just 6 fairly regular things that you can do that are easy to do, that you can do to ensure that you never have a green pool again. And I can tell you this, most of my clients have never had a green pool. If they had, they came in with a green pool, I cleared it up, and that's why they're my client. So again, most all of my clients have never had a green pool since I've been servicing their pool. Actually, I can say this, they've never had a green pool since I've been servicing their pool. And these are the things that I do to ensure that that never happens and that they are very satisfied and they have a pool that's swim ready all the time. So let's dive into those things. Oh, hey, one more thing. I have done videos on all the 6 things and how to do them elsewhere in my YouTube channel. So rather than go into detail on how to do those specific things on this list, I'm going to put links in the description of this video to those videos so you can access them if you're like, well, how do I test my water chemistry, or how do I adjust the pH or alkalinity, all those kind of things. I'll have links to all of those in the description below this video, so that way if you need to reference it and you're not sure how to do it, you can look at those and check it out, okay? Alrighty, now let's get to it. All right, so here we go. And these are in no particular order. Number 1, keep your filter media clean and up to date. If you have a sand filter like this one, you should be backwashing it every 1 to 2 weeks during the peak season and every 2 to 4 weeks during the off season. And also, if the sand in the sand filter is 5 years old or older, it's a good idea to replace it. If and when you do that, may I recommend that you use a product, it's a sand substitute made out of crushed glass called Dr. Dryden's Activate. It's guaranteed for the life of the filter. It will allow your sand filter to filter as good and efficiently as a DE filter, which offers the best filtration, and no health or hazard risks with the glass media like DE might give you, all right? So again, that's if you have a sand filter. If you have a cartridge filter, like the one behind me, you're going to want to clean those cartridges every 6 months, and I have videos on how to clean 3 different brands of cartridge filters, and I'll put those in the description below, as always. And also, you're going to want to replace those cartridges every 3 to 5 years, depending on the wear and tear and use on those cartridges, and I have a video on that as well, which will be in the description. So again, with a cartridge filter, replace the cartridges every 3 to 5 years, and keep those cartridges cleaned every 6 months. If you have a DE filter, similar to this one or something like it, you're going to want to backwash and recharge it according to how I do it on my video, which will be in the description below this video, every 4 weeks during the swim season, and then every 4 to 6 weeks during the off season. And without fail, every 12 months, you're going to have to take apart that filter and clean the grids. I would suggest hiring a professional to come and do it. And also when they're doing that, make sure they inspect it for any wear and tear. And if there is any on those grids, replace the entire set of grids so you don't have the horrible experience of having your grid tear and having DE dumped into your pool, all right? Also, may I please encourage you to watch my video on DE filters and why you shouldn't have one, because again, I am not a fan of DE filters. Number 2, make sure your filter pump runs long enough, okay? Again, as I said before, I have links to videos that I've done on all these subjects in the description below this video, so you can watch them if you're not sure how long. But it is important that your filter pump runs long enough to provide, whether it's single speed or variable speed, to provide adequate time for the cleaning system to do its cleaning, and then also for the filter itself to run the water through it enough to circulate it enough to clear the water and clean it up, right? So, number 2, again, run your your filter pump long enough. And number 3 on the list is maintain proper pool chemistry. Again, videos in the description below this video on how to do that and how to adjust chlorine levels, pH levels, alkalinity levels, salt, things like that. They'll all be in the description, links in the description below this video. So maintain proper chemistry of your pool. I typically say in the chlorine levels during the peak season, keep it at the high side of ideal unless somebody has extremely sensitive skin, because that might buy you a little wiggle room in case you have a big pool party or some major storm that's going to create a demand for chlorine. But maintain that, and also keep your cyanuric acid levels at the low end of ideal. Number 4, and this one might be one of the most important ones of all because it's often overlooked and neglected, and it's super important. Make sure you keep your phosphates low, okay? That's critical. If you've not seen my video on algae and algicides and the follow-up video on keeping phosphate levels low, please watch those. They're critical because phosphates are the #1 food source for algae. And when algae dies, it also releases phosphates. And phosphates are everywhere, and so is algae. So don't feed it, it starves, no more algae. Okay, so number 4, keep phosphate levels low. Number 5, keep your skimmer and pump baskets emptied, and any inline leaf canisters, like let's say you have an inline leaf canister on your vacuum, keep that clear and clean and cleaned out. And if you have a pop-up system, you might have an in-deck leaf catcher, keep that cleared as well. I typically do that every week. And unless we have big storms, I'd suggest maybe do it a little extra just to make sure you get those leaves out of those areas. Also, when you do clean your pump basket, check the impeller and make sure that it is clear as well. There's a video that I did on emptying the pump basket and clearing the impeller all in one, so you can watch that one. The link's in the description below. And lastly, but certainly not the least, number 6, keep your suction and return flow of your pool as logically and reasonably unobstructed as possible. What I mean by that is you have to have a little more suction dedicated to a suction side vacuum. So you can't have the valve open completely for skimmer and suction. So you're gonna have to give a skimmer and vacuum. So again, you're gonna have to reduce the skimmer suction so you get more suction in the vacuum so it works adequately. Same thing on the return side. If you have a in-floor pop-up cleaning system, you might need to have more return flow dedicated to the pop-ups than you do just the regular returns. But to the best of your ability and reasonably speaking, keep your suction and return flow as unobstructed as possible. And that is number 6. So there it is, my friends, the video on the 6 things that you can do to ensure that you never have a green pool again, barring any of those things that I mentioned in the disclaimer at the beginning of this video. I hope it made sense. Again, if you have any questions regarding how to do the things I described in this video, please refer to the links in the description below this video. I have enough links in the links of the videos that I've done that should guide you through every one of the 6 things that I suggest you do so that you'll know how to do them. If you have any further questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below this video, or you can email directly to me. As always, my email address is going to come across the bottom of the screen right here. It is kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Once again, kennypoolschool@gmail.com. And I want to thank you once again for watching this video. Remind you to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to check out my website, poolschooler.com. And until we meet again, remember to have fun, be safe, and always watch those kids and elderly folk and pets around water. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.